Hey guys, welcome into Tommy Bites TV. So I didn't know I was going to go live today, but I feel like I need to talk about this because I saw the title, not this particular article, but the one underneath it. And this was avoidable. This was avoidable. And this is so sad. But what is going on at the airport? I need to know because didn't they get rid of all the people, DEI people? They just wanted the best people in there. What is happening that a pilot has lost their life? What is going on? And just to say, oh, I messed up, you did more than mess up. You took a son from the parents, you took probably a husband from the wife and children. This is all so sad. So prayers out to that family, those families, and anyone affected that was on that flight. Trying to get this right, y'all. Hey guys, welcome in. How are you, Allison, Shatika, Darius? Good to see you, Jenny. Yeah, overpaid. Oh, overworked and underpaid, and maybe not even qualified because they got rid of a lot of qualified people. So we're going to dig into it because I don't want to be here all day. So the first one says deadly impact, horror moment, Air Canada jet smashes into Firetruck in deadly runway. You can see it over here on the left side, hopefully. Let me make myself smaller because I'm sure I'm going to freeze up. So I might as well make myself smaller here. There we go. So over on the left, you can see it. I'm going to show you a bigger picture of it and an update to it. But this story right here, and they've identified the person. I wanted to click on this particular one here where it says haunting moment. LaGuardia air traffic controller says, I messed up. Moments after plane crash with truck kills 2 pilots. I heard the sound on it. And they gave them permission and said, you can go down this runway. And then all of a sudden they started saying, stop, stop, stop. How can a plane going that fast stop, stop, stop? Like it's a regular traffic on a highway or something. So it says disturbing audio. Let's see, is it? Hold on. Here we go.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195, just stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop.
If you...
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with vehicle in this whole position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now. Vehicle 98.
Vehicle 98, please show at this time. Runway 422 is closed. 422 is closed at this time.
Tower, car 90, LaGuardia Airport is closed at this time.
Frontier 4195, I got the word that we're going to be closed for a little while. If you want prepared to return to the ramp, let me know.
Yeah, we got stuff in progress for that, man. That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier. I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
You heard him? He said, I messed up.
You did the best you could.
Hey, grounded, 53.
Back it up.
I messed up.
No, man.
An emergency earlier. I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
Hey, grounded, 5393 is the airport connect.
Well, I know people mess up, but hopefully you don't mess up where a life is taken in the process. So it says 2 pilots are dead and dozens injured after a passenger plane plowed into a fire truck on the New York City airport's rain-soaked runway just before midnight last night. This is the Air Canada plane. You see the front end is gone. This is the fire truck here. So it says audio. Let me take this down. Audio recorded from the air traffic control tower reveals the chaotic sequence of events, starting with the controller urging the pilots to stop. Frontier 4195, just stop there, please, they are heard saying calmly. Seconds later, they shout, stop, 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 stop. Truck 1, stop, 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 stop. Truck 1, stop. He continued, I tried to reach out to him. I stopped and we were dealing with an emergency earlier. I messed up. The other man responded, no, man, you did the best you could. Operations at LaGuardia have completely halted until at least 2 p.m. I don't know if they've started back up yet or not. Operating as Flight 8646 from Montreal, the Bombardier CRJ 900 had been carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew when it hit the vehicle at around 30 miles per hour on runway 4. The fire truck, staffed by Port Authority police officers responding to an unrelated odor issue on a United plane, had been cleared to cross the runway moments before impact. 2 officers on board the truck were seriously injured. I was wondering, suffering broken bones, but are expected to survive. 41 passengers and crew members were taken to the hospital, and 32 of them have since been released. Catherine Garcia, the executive director of the airport operator, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, said some of the others still receiving care are suffering from serious injuries. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy said on Monday morning he was heading to the airport, adding that investigators are looking into whether ATC staffing issues contributed to the crash. Please keep the victims' families and response teams in your prayers, he says. And when asked about the wreck, President Donald Trump told reporters they made a mistake. It's a dangerous business. That's terrible. Best of the best. Jack Cabot, a passenger on the Air Canada flight, relived the chaotic moment the plane smashed into the truck. He says it was a regular flight like always, but as we were arriving, we came down really hard. And then we stopped really quickly. And about 2 seconds later, we had an absolute slam. Everybody was flying everywhere. The plane started veering off left and right. I mean, it was chaos. A female flight attendant was hurled through the front of the aircraft while still strapped into her seat, but miraculously survived. She was pulled from the wreckage by officers and rushed to the hospital. This is the front of the plane here. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sad and ridiculous. Shocking images show the plane's nose smashed with the aircraft pitched upward and the fire truck flipped onto its side. Debris was seen scattered across the soaked runway as emergency crews scrambled to the scene within minutes. Cleanup efforts continued through the night with the shattered aircraft and upturned fire trucks still on the tarmac on Monday morning. Despite the force of the crash, no passenger deaths have been reported, and that is a blessing. The cause of the hard smash remains unclear. Over 500 flights to and from the airport have been canceled, and tens of thousands of passengers were affected. And so it is still being investigated. I know there is a saying that we will trust many people with our lives. We will trust the pilots who we don't know. We will trust air traffic controller who we don't know, but won't trust Jesus. You know, you can't prevent everything, but there are some things that could maybe have been prevented, like maybe not terminating so many people that you need, that you are short staffed, or having them retire early and giving them a package just to get rid of them. I don't know.
Canada passenger jet slamming into the Firetruck on the runway while trying to land. 2 pilots killed, dozens of people hurt, and a flight attendant strapped into the jump seat ejected onto the runway. Also, we can tell you the plane was going up to 105 miles per hour at the time, and audio from the tower suggesting that the air traffic controller was desperately trying to stop that Firetruck seconds before impact. He can later be heard telling another pilot, quote, "I messed up." Let's get straight to our ABC News transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez. Gio, your thoughts on the presser we just heard?
Well, first of all, Kira, it's just absolutely heartbreaking when we see that video. Absolutely heartbreaking. That air traffic controller, you can just imagine what was going on in his mind at that moment. And as you said, there is a moment on that recording when you hear, "I messed up," but we don't know exactly what he meant by that. And we know that he told, apparently, the Firetruck to go ahead and proceed to that United airplane to go ahead and help with their emergency when all of this happened, and clearly cleared this plane for landing at some point. We also at this point, and you just heard the secretary there not confirming how many people were inside air traffic control. That is certainly going to be part of the investigation, and that's going to be central to the NTSB, of course. We heard about the weather at the time of the crash, 11:45 p.m., moderate winds, visibility roughly 4 miles, mist and fog at LaGuardia. So obviously, that's going to be something that they're going to be looking at as well.
They're also probably going to be looking at how many hours had that air traffic controller person been working. Like, you know, was he working overtime because of being short staffed? How many hours had he been working before he cleared this plane? How many stations was he working? You know, was he only working that 1 or 2, or was he working multiple and just got confused? Because I think it's going to boil down to not enough employees up in there for something so dangerous.
And they were cleared on the runway, and then the clearance was terminated by the controller trying to say stop, stop, stop. So a lot of the questions here in regard to that sequence will be: what were the crew of the Firetruck? Did they have their headsets on? I'm sure they did. Why didn't they hear that in time? And from the point of view of the controller, how was it that you cleared this airplane across that runway to begin with? These are just the beginning questions, because everything is going to be looked at.
Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with vehicle there, just hold position. I know you can't move. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1.
I hate it for him, because he's going to have to live with that, you know, even if it was just an accident, he's going to have to live with that. So y'all, just wanted to bring y'all a bit of news. I'll probably come back on maybe live or maybe just a regular story. I go find me something to eat first. Will probably be leftovers from yesterday and get myself together, because I got a hair appointment tomorrow, and Lord knows your girl need it. Okay, so y'all take care. Thanks for coming in. Keep these people in your prayers and stay safe out there. Continue to stock up, pray, plan, and prepare. Don't forget to hit that like and hit that hype button if you can.